The cue chest up is a fantastic internal cue. That's a great way to get clients out of thoracic flexion, right? So if they're in this position, whether it's in the squat, the bench press, the dumbbell row, really any movement, if they're in thoracic flexion, to get their chest up into more of a neutral spine position, get their scapular mechanics working a little bit better, and overall more benefit, and oftentimes into a safer movement. Unfortunately, one of the major issues that I see is when we use the chest up cue, not everyone's going to pick up on it real quick, and a lot of times they'll make a mistake. And so just for examples purposes, I'm going to use the dumbbell row. But a lot of times if you have a client and they're doing a dumbbell row and their back is rounded like this and you say chest up, if they don't understand what you mean or if they don't have really good kinesthetic awareness, a lot of times instead of getting into this position, they'll hyperextend the cervical spine. Okay, so they'll, instead of making their chest taller, they'll look up and they'll think they're doing that. They'll actually think that their chest is getting taller, but instead they're substituting range of motion in their neck as opposed to in their thoracic spine. So instead of saying chest up, or if the chest up cue doesn't work, a really good alternative that I use is I cue my clients to try and make their spine longer. So try and get taller even, try and make their spine longer. So rather than saying chest up and them going here, sometimes I'll say just make your spine longer or get taller, and then from that way they know they can go from here, a rounded position, to a longer, taller position. And that'll often help. They won't substitute the range of motion through their neck or their cervical spine, and they'll keep that range of motion through their thoracic spine to make sure that they're getting nice and long in a neutral position, which will help improve their scapular mechanics and get more benefit out of the dumbbell row. And you can transfer this to really any movement. So for example, if in the squat their chest up isn't working for them, you can try and say get taller, and they'll know, oh, so I'm supposed to get taller this way as opposed to just hyperextending my neck. So give that a shot, and if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below.